Well, welcome to the problem room. This room was the first addition to the house. The house itself was built in 1949. It was most likely a two-room sharecropper's house. And this addition was added soon after that. We can tell that by a number of ways. We can tell it by the way the roof was made and by this lath here they put on the outside. This was an exterior wall. There is another room on the other side right now, but at the time this was added, it was an exterior wall. We can tell that because this is a window, and the window sill is on this side. So this was interior space before there was space on the other side. We got some problems with the wall, some major ones, and I'd kind of like to get your opinion on it. Leave some comments down below if you have some ideas on how to do it. The big issue, I guess, is this face. This is a structural beam. We can't take it down. So we need a plane that is parallel to this space. Now we had that same issue on the other walls. On the other two walls we worked with, we were able to put in 2x4s and bring this area out so it was level with this, and then extend that on up to the ceiling. We can't do that for a couple of reasons. One, we could do this and drop it down, but then we'd have to come up above here and continue it. And if we do that, there's no nailer up there for the ceiling to nail to. There's no flat horizontal surface for the drywall to stick in. In addition, and perhaps more importantly, this wall here is not parallel to this wall. If we look at it from the top and we take this as this beam looking down from the top and let this represent this wall down from the top, those walls come together like that. They are not parallel. What that means is that on this end, if we extend that plane straight up, we run into that roofing rafter. It's not enough to be used as a nail surface, but we could attach something to it to extend that a little bit. But down here on this end, we extend it up, we're good 4 inches off. Again, not something we can work with easily. If you have any suggestions, again, drop them in the box down below. I'm not real sure what we're going to do. Tune in again at the next one and find out, I guess. But we're going to leave this window in place. It's structurally integrated into it. There's no need to take it out. We're not going to. Another problem we have is the central air vent. The air handler for the central air is right behind here, and it was added much later than this room. The vent for this room is right here. That's the AC vent, heating vent for this room. The reason they put it there is because there wasn't any attic space for them to put it into, for them to run it through. I'm going to have to fix that squeak. That's not good enough. So there's no attic space. This was the ceiling in the old room, and this was the roof. This ceiling runs straight across, ties into the seal plate, or the top plate of that wall, goes through it and ties into the rafters, the roofing rafters on the old building, the old roof. This roof runs up, see this rafter here runs up, ties into the old roof laying on top of it, and that forms this little space here. And there's not enough room in there to run a vent. What they did with this room next door is put in, when they put that wall in, what they did is run this wall straight up comes straight up off of the old roof, and then the new roof for that addition slants down, and it's about 4 feet higher in there. That allows them to do a couple of things. It allows them to put in a ceiling at a normal height, and gives a bunch of attic space for ventilation and running ductwork. So this air handler comes up, the ducts go out to the rest of the house. But because of the way this was built, there's very little room, attic space here. And in addition, there was no opening between the old attic space and this attic space. So there was no good way to get a vent into this room except putting it through the wall. We really should put new ducting up in there and bring it through this knee wall that we put in. That would be the high dollar way to do it. Highly polished way to do it. We're going to do it another right way, and we're going to leave it the way it is. One good thing about this is it's right near the air handler, so we got plenty of force coming out. We got plenty of air coming through here. Taking it up and around and back and through, that's a long run, and we may have volume problems. I know that in another part of the house, we have very little air, very low airflow coming out. It's probably because the twisted way that the duct runs to that area. So I don't want to cause another problem like that here. Putting it in here gives a good airflow, and will help keep this room at the right temperature. So if you have any suggestions on how to handle getting this in, let me know. Put it down in the comments. I'm going to be thinking about it a while, a couple of days, and so tune in next time and we'll see what I came up with. It ain't going to be pretty. It ain't going to be polished. It ain't going to be high dollar, but it'll be good enough. See you then.